You are listening to Money and Mindset. Create your first $10,000, brought to you by Imperium Audiobooks. Imagine this. You wake up one morning, check your phone, and see that your account just crossed $10,000, not from a salary, not from a one-time lucky windfall, but from money you created yourself. How would that feel? Relief, pride, freedom. This is more than just about the number. This is about proof. Proof that you are capable of turning your ideas into income. Proof that you can take control of your financial life. Proof that wealth isn't just for other people. But here's the truth most people won't tell you. The hardest money you'll ever make is the first $10,000. Once you cross that threshold, everything changes. Your confidence grows. Your mindset shifts. Your entire belief system gets upgraded. That first $10,000 is the doorway to every financial breakthrough you've been dreaming about. And that's what this audiobook is about. This is not another get-rich-quick scheme. I am not here to sell you fantasies. I am here to give you a practical, step-by-step roadmap that will take you from wherever you are right now, broke, overwhelmed, or just stuck, and show you exactly how to build your first $10,000 from scratch. By the end of this book, you will know how to break free from the mental and emotional blocks that have been holding you back, understand how wealthy people think, and how to start thinking like them. Have a clear $10,000 idea that is simple, profitable, and suited to your strengths. Learn how to find customers who are happy to pay you. Build a system that you can repeat again and again, so $10,000 becomes your new normal. And finally, you will know how to scale beyond $10,000, turning it into the first step toward real freedom and lasting wealth. This book is broken down into 10 powerful chapters, each one designed to move you closer to your goal. We'll start with your mindset, because that's the foundation for everything else. Then we'll dive into practical strategies for creating, selling, and scaling your first offer. And finally, we'll talk about how to go beyond $10,000, because once you hit this milestone, you'll want to keep going. But I need you to make me a promise right now. Promise yourself that you won't just listen to these words passively. Take notes, do the exercises, commit to applying at least one action from every single chapter. If you do that, this won't just be another audiobook. It will be the turning point in your financial story. So buckle up, get ready to challenge what you think you know about money. Get ready to grow, to stretch, and to take bold steps. Because the journey to your first $10,000 starts right here, right now. Let's dive in. Chapter 1. Breaking the $10,000 Barrier. Every great journey begins with a barrier. Not a mountain in the distance, not a locked door with a missing key, but something far more subtle and far more dangerous, a barrier in the mind. Right now, as you listen to these words, there is an invisible wall standing between you and your first $10,000. It's not a wall built of stone, but of thought patterns. Not a wall made of steel, but of the quiet beliefs you inherited without question. These invisible chains are stronger than iron because they shape how you see the world, how you act in it, and ultimately, how much you allow yourself to earn. Think about this. Your financial life today is the result of years of invisible programming. If you grew up in a household where money was scarce, you heard phrases like "we can't afford that," or "money doesn't grow on trees," repeated so many times that they imprinted themselves on your subconscious. If your parents fought about bills, or if you saw stress every time rent was due, you learned to associate money with fear. If you grew up hearing people dismiss wealth as greed, you learned to distrust the very thing you now say you want. This programming becomes your financial thermostat. Just like the thermostat in your living room keeps the temperature within a fixed range, your financial thermostat keeps your money within a range you feel comfortable with, even if that comfort looks like paycheck-to-paycheck survival. If the temperature gets too high, meaning you earn more than your internal setting, you unconsciously cool it down, overspending, procrastinating, missing opportunities. If it gets too low, you'll hustle to bring it back up, but never much higher than what feels familiar. That's why some people earn more money for a while and then mysteriously lose it. That's why many lottery winners return to poverty within a few years. The problem isn't their circumstances, it's their thermostat. So let's ask a bold question. How do we break this $10,000 barrier and raise your financial thermostat forever? Step 1. Expose the lies. The first step is awareness. You cannot fight an enemy you cannot see, and many of the lies you've been told about money are hiding in plain sight, disguised as wisdom. You've heard them before. Money is the root of all evil. Rich people are greedy and corrupt. You have to work yourself to death if you want to succeed. It's selfish to want more. People like us just don't get rich. Each phrase sounds innocent when repeated once, but repeated thousands of times they form grooves in your brain, like a record playing the same note endlessly. Those grooves dictate your decisions. You don't invest in yourself because deep down you think it's selfish. You don't raise your prices because you think asking for more makes you greedy. You don't chase opportunities because you've accepted that people like you don't get ahead. Here's the truth. Money is neutral. It is not moral or immoral. It simply magnifies the person holding it. If you are kind, money makes you more generous. If you are selfish, money makes you more visibly selfish. Money is not the root of evil. Ignorance and fear are breaking the $10,000 barrier begins with replacing lies with truth. The truth is that money flows to value. The truth is that wealth is created by serving others at scale. The truth is that you are not bound by your past. Step 2. Reprogram the thermostat. Here is a practical exercise that will begin reprogramming your financial thermostat. Take out a notebook. Yes, physically write this down. Don't just think it. Write down every belief you currently hold about money. Don't censor yourself. If you think money makes people arrogant, write it. If you think I'm just not good with money, write that too. Get it all out on paper. For each belief, ask yourself, is this absolutely true? Who taught me this? Does holding this belief move me closer to the life I want, or further away? Write a replacement belief that empowers you. For example, old belief, I'll never get ahead because I wasn't born rich. New belief, I can learn the skills and strategies to create wealth from scratch. Old belief, you have to sacrifice everything for money. New belief, I can build wealth by creating value in ways that energize me, not drain me. Read these new beliefs out loud every morning and every evening. Why? Because repetition rewires the subconscious. Your mind believes what it hears most often. Step 3. Step into your $10,000 identity. Now comes the identity shift. Making your first $10,000 is not just about learning new skills, it's about becoming a new person. If you keep seeing yourself as someone who just gets by, you will continue to just get by. If you see yourself as someone unworthy of success, you will push it away the moment it comes close. Close your eyes and imagine, who is the version of you who has already created $10,000? How do they walk into a room? How do they speak about money? How do they handle challenges? How do they treat themselves? That version of you already exists. You're not inventing them from thin air, you're uncovering them. Your task is to start acting as that person now, not someday, not after you have the money, now. If the $10,000 version of you would network instead of isolating, do it. If they would charge confidently instead of discounting themselves, do it. Identity first, results second. Step 4. Decide. Really decide. This may sound too simple, but it's the turning point. You must decide. Not wish, not hope, not try. Decide. A true decision eliminates alternatives. Think about a time in your life when you made a real decision. Maybe you decided to quit a toxic job, or move to a new city, or break a bad habit. Before the decision, you wrestled with doubt. After the decision, something clicked. Your energy shifted. The path was still hard, but it was clear. That's what you must do now. Say to yourself, out loud if you dare, I will create my first $10,000. Not someday, not maybe, I will. Lock it in. From this moment forward, your brain will start scanning for ways to make it real. Step 5. Build micro wins. Finally, don't try to swallow the mountain in one bite. Big goals can paralyze, so break it down. If $10,000 feels too far, aim for your first $100, then your first $500, then your first $500. Each milestone is a crack in the wall. Each micro win rewires your thermostat. Each step builds momentum until the wall crumbles completely. Breaking the $10,000 barrier isn't about magic strategies, it's about shifting your inner world so that when the strategies come, and they will, you are ready to execute them fully. You now have your first assignment: expose the lies, rewrite your beliefs, embody your $10,000 identity, and make the unshakable decision to commit, because in the next chapter, we will go deeper into the psychology of wealth. You'll learn how wealthy people think, how they see opportunity where others see obstacles, and how you can adopt those mental frameworks right now, even before the money arrives. This is where your new life begins. Chapter 2: The Psychology of Wealth. If you want to build wealth, you have to learn to think like wealthy people, not copy their cars, or their houses, or their Instagram highlight reels. Copy their thinking. Because the truth is, wealthy people don't just have more money, they operate from a completely different mental framework. This chapter is about rewiring your brain to see the world as an abundant place, filled with opportunities. Until you adopt this way of thinking, every dollar you earn will feel like a fight. After you adopt it, money will start to flow toward you with less friction. So what exactly is the psychology of wealth? It's a set of mental models, beliefs and emotional habits that allow someone to create, grow, and keep money consistently. The scarcity mind versus the abundance mind. Let's start with the most fundamental shift: scarcity versus abundance. Most people are trained in scarcity from birth. They believe there is only so much to go around. If someone else gets a raise, it feels like there's less left for them. If a friend starts a business, they think, "I could never do that. There's no room for me." If a competitor wins, they feel jealous, not because they don't like the competitor, but because they think that person just took their share of the pie. But wealthy thinkers know that the pie is not fixed. If anything, they focus on baking bigger pies. Abundance thinking says, opportunities are everywhere. There is more than enough wealth for anyone willing to create value. Other people's success is proof that success is possible, not proof that you're too late. Think of the internet. Billions of people are online right now. There are more ways to create and deliver value today than at any point in human history. There are millions of people you have never met who would gladly pay for the right solution to their problems. When you shift into abundance thinking, the world becomes less threatening and more inviting. How wealthy people see problems. Here's another mental difference. Poor and middle-class thinkers see problems as stop signs. Wealthy thinkers see problems as invitations. Take two people facing the same situation, say a neighborhood where there are no good coffee shops. Scarcity thinking says, "This is a terrible neighborhood, someone should do something about it." Wealth thinking says, "This is a business opportunity. What if I opened a coffee cart or a cafe? If everyone else is waiting for someone to solve this, I could be the one." The problem is the same. The response is different. Every business you admire started because someone saw a problem and decided to solve it. Uber started because two friends couldn't get a cab on a snowy night in Paris. Airbnb started because two broke guys couldn't pay their rent and decided to rent air mattresses to travelers. The difference between ordinary thinkers and wealthy thinkers is that wealthy thinkers are trained to ask, "What does this problem make possible? How can I turn this frustration into a solution people would pay for?" This question, "What does this make possible?" is the golden question of wealth psychology. Ask it every time you face an obstacle. Emotional mastery and money. Another key to the psychology of wealth is emotional mastery. Most people let their emotions control their financial decisions. They buy when they feel excited, sell when they feel scared, quit when they feel discouraged, and splurge when they feel stressed. Wealthy thinkers flip the script. They make decisions based on principles, not moods. When markets crash, they don't panic. They look for discounted opportunities. When they feel afraid, they don't stop. They lean into calculated risk. When they feel discouraged, they don't throw everything away. They analyze, adjust, and keep moving. This is why so many great investors talk about temperament being more important than intelligence. Making your first $10,000 will test your patience, your confidence, and your ability to keep going when the results are not immediate. Emotional discipline will be one of your greatest assets. Long-term thinking. Here's another difference. Poor thinkers obsess over quick wins. Wealthy thinkers play the long game. When the average person gets $1,000, they think, what can I buy right now? When a wealthy thinker gets $1,000, they think, how can I use this to create $10,000? This doesn't mean you can never enjoy your money, but it means you prioritize multiplying it before you consume it. The wealthy understand something called delayed gratification. This means postponing a smaller reward now to receive a bigger reward later. It's the reason they invest instead of spend, the reason they learn instead of distract themselves, the reason they plant seeds today that may not sprout for months or years. Think about it like a farmer. If a farmer eats all his seed, he feels satisfied for a moment but has nothing to plant. If he plants his seed, he goes hungry for a while, but then harvest season comes, and his entire life changes. Your wealth psychology upgrade. Let's make this practical. Catch scarcity thoughts in the act. Every time you think there's not enough, replace it with opportunities are everywhere. Reframe problems as opportunities. When something frustrates you, ask, what could I create to fix this? Commit to emotional discipline. Decide right now that fear, frustration, or discouragement will not control your next financial move. Start thinking in years, not days. Ask yourself, what decision would future me thank me for in 3 years? These 4 steps are simple, but they're not easy. They require practice. But each time you practice them, you're training your brain to think like someone who attracts wealth instead of repels it. This is what the psychology of wealth is really about. Adopting a mindset that constantly scans the world for value, for solutions, for ways to grow. When you think this way long enough, money becomes the natural result of who you are becoming. And in the next chapter, we'll take this from the mental to the practical. We'll talk about finding your $10,000 idea, the product, service, or skill that can turn this new mindset into real, measurable income. Chapter 3. Finding your $10,000 idea. You've broken through your mental barrier. You've started rewiring your beliefs about money. You've begun thinking like someone who attracts opportunities instead of running from them. Now it's time for the question everyone asks at this stage. Okay, but what should I actually do to make my first $10,000? This chapter is all about that question. Your $10,000 won't magically appear because you journaled about abundance. It's going to require a tangible vehicle, a product, a service, or a skill that you can offer to others in exchange for money. We're going to discover your $10,000 idea together, step by step. And here's the secret. It's probably already hiding in your life right now. Start with the value triangle. Making your first $10,000 is about creating value that people are willing to pay for. To find that value, I want you to use what I call the value triangle. It has 3 sides: what you know, your skills, your experiences, your expertise, what people need, their problems, pains, and desires, what they'll pay for, their willingness and ability to spend money to solve those problems. Where these 3 sides intersect, you will find your $10,000 idea. 1. Inventory your skills and knowledge. Take out a notebook and write down every skill, talent, or area of experience you have, no matter how random. Can you write well, design graphics, cook incredible meals, fix cars, speak 2 languages, teach children, build furniture, listen deeply and give good advice? Don't dismiss anything yet. Even if it seems silly, write it down. Some of the most profitable businesses came from skills that seemed ordinary. For example, I once met a woman who turned her obsession with organizing closets into a $50,000 a year side business. She never thought it was special until she realized most people hate organizing and will gladly pay someone to do it for them. 2. Identify real problems. Once you have your skill list, look outward. Ask yourself, what problems are people struggling with that I could solve? Here are some places to look for problems. Talk to friends and family. What are they frustrated about right now? Browse online forums, Reddit, Facebook groups. What questions keep popping up? Think about your own life. What annoys you, and what solutions do you wish existed? Remember, the bigger the problem, the bigger the potential payday. People don't pay for nice-to-have solutions. They pay for relief from pain or the fulfillment of a deep desire. 3. Validate willingness to pay. Here's where most beginners go wrong. They fall in love with an idea without checking if anyone will actually pay for it. Before you build a website, print business cards, or create a logo, Do a quick validation, talk to potential customers. If you want to offer a fitness coaching service, find 5 people who might want it and ask, would you pay for this? How much? Look for competitors. If others are already selling something similar, that's a good sign. It means there's a market. Your job is to differentiate yourself, not reinvent the wheel. Pre-sell if possible. Offer a discounted beta version of your idea to a handful of early adopters. If they pull out their wallets, you have proof. This step will save you months of wasted effort. Real-world example. Let's say you're a good writer. That's your skill. People all around you, small businesses, online creators, entrepreneurs, need clear writing for their websites, social media posts, and email newsletters, and they're willing to pay because better writing leads to more sales. You test this by offering to write a sales email for 3 business owners in your network, charging them $50 each as a test. 2 of them say yes. You just validated your idea. Now you can raise your price, refine your process, and scale up until you hit your first $10,000. Don't wait for the perfect idea. Many aspiring entrepreneurs waste years waiting for a perfect, revolutionary idea. But here's the truth. Your first $10,000 doesn't require perfection, it requires action. Your goal is not to create the next Facebook or Tesla. Your goal is to find something simple, proven, and executable that will get you traction. Perfection will paralyze you. Momentum will make you unstoppable. Think of your first $10,000 as training. It's not your final business. It's your first proof of concept. It's the experiment that shows you, yes, I can do this. Assignment, your $10,000 brainstorm. Here's what I want you to do right now. Write down your top 5 skills or experiences. For each one, list 3 problems or desires people have that relate to that skill. Research whether people are already paying for solutions like this. Narrow it down to 1 or 2 ideas you'd be excited to try. Reach out to 5 people who might be interested and ask for feedback, or better yet, ask for the sale. You don't need a website. You don't need a business card. You just need to find someone with a problem, offer to solve it, and exchange value. Finding your $10,000 idea is not a one-time lightning strike. It's a process of discovery, testing, and refining. Every conversation, every small experiment will get you closer. In the next chapter, we'll take your idea and turn it into something irresistible, an offer so compelling that people feel excited, even relieved to pay you for it. Chapter 4. Crafting your irresistible offer. By now, you should have at least one idea that excites you. A skill, service, or product that solves a real problem for real people. But here's the truth. Just having an idea isn't enough. People don't pay for ideas. They pay for offers. And not just any offer. They pay for irresistible offers. An irresistible offer is one that makes your customer say, "I'd be crazy not to take this." It's clear, it's valuable, and it feels like the perfect solution to their problem. This chapter is about turning your $10,000 idea into a $10,000 offer. Why most offers fail. Before we build your offer, let's look at why most offers flop. Ronak. They're vague. I do consulting. I make custom art. I teach fitness. These are too general. People don't buy generalities, they buy specific solutions. They focus on features, not results. Beginners talk about what they do. Pros talk about what the client gets. They don't create urgency. If there's no reason to act now, most people will just keep scrolling. They feel risky. The buyer is thinking, what if this doesn't work for me? If you don't address that fear, you'll lose them. So how do we fix these mistakes and craft something magnetic? Step 1. Get crystal clear on the outcome. Start by asking, what is the exact result my customer wants? People don't buy coaching. They buy confidence, clarity, or transformation. They don't buy a meal plan. They buy weight loss or more energy. They don't buy copywriting. They buy more leads, more sales, more customers. Here's a formula you can use. I help specific person get specific result without specific pain. For example, I help busy moms lose 10 pounds in 90 days without giving up their favorite foods. I help small businesses double their social media engagement without running ads. I help job seekers land interviews faster without rewriting their resume 20 times. This level of clarity instantly grabs attention. Step 2. Stack value. An irresistible offer often feels like it delivers more value than the price tag suggests. You can stack value by adding bonuses, resources, or extra support that make the customer feel taken care of. Let's say you're a fitness coach. Your core offer might be a 6-week workout plan, but you could stack value by including a personalized nutrition guide, weekly accountability check-ins, access to a private support group, a how to stay on track while traveling mini guide. Each of these additions makes the offer feel more complete. Step 3. Reduce risk. The top to fine and one reason people hesitate to buy is fear. Fear of wasting money, fear of looking stupid, fear of not getting results. To reduce risk, you can add guarantees. If you follow my plan and don't see results in 30 days, I'll refund you. Clear process. Show them step by step what will happen after they say yes. Testimonials. Share proof from others who have gotten results. Even if you're just starting and don't have testimonials yet, you can offer a pilot program at a reduced price and gather feedback. Step 4. Create urgency. Humans procrastinate. If there's no reason to act now, they won't. You can create urgency by limiting spots, only 5 openings this month, setting deadlines, early bird pricing ends Friday, adding bonuses that disappear after a date. Urgency isn't about manipulation, it's about helping people make a decision instead of sitting on the fence forever. Step 5. Price with confidence. Pricing is where many people sabotage themselves. They think, who am I to charge this much? Or I should start cheap so people will say yes. Here's the truth. Price signals value. When you underprice yourself, people subconsciously assume your offer is less valuable. Instead of asking, what's the lowest price people will pay? Ask, what price communicates the value I'm delivering? And remember, you're not just charging for your time, you're charging for the transformation you deliver. If your offer saves someone 20 hours, or helps them earn more money, or reduces their stress dramatically, that is worth a lot more than a random hourly rate. Example, turning an idea into an offer. Let's say your $10,000 idea is helping college students improve their study habits. A weak offer would be, I offer study coaching for students. An irresistible offer might be, I help college students boost their GPA by at least 1 full grade in 8 weeks without spending extra hours studying. Includes weekly 1-1 sessions, custom study templates, and a 30-day follow-up plan. Spots limited to 5 students per semester. Do you see the difference? The second one is specific, outcome-focused, and has built-in urgency. Your assignment: build your offer. Here's what I want you to do before the next chapter. Write down your ideal customer and the result they want most. Turn that into the I help person get result without pain formula. List 3-4 bonuses or extras you can include to make the offer feel complete. Decide on a fair but confident price. Write out your guarantee or risk reduction promise. Add 1 element of urgency to encourage quick action. When you're done, practice saying your offer out loud until it feels natural. Crafting your irresistible offer is a game changer. It's the bridge between having an idea and actually getting paid. When you present a clear, valuable, low-risk, high-reward offer, people will lean in instead of pull away. In the next chapter, we'll take that offer and bring it to market, finding your first real customers, pitching them with confidence, and getting your very first yes. Chapter 5. Finding your first customers. You have your $10,000 idea. You've crafted an offer that feels powerful and clear. Now comes the moment of truth. Finding your very first paying customers. This is the part where many new entrepreneurs freeze. They tweak their logo for the 100th time. They redesign their website. They rewrite their offer endlessly, all because they're secretly terrified of hearing no. But here's the reality. You can't make your first $10,000 without leaving your head and entering the marketplace. Customers are the lifeblood of your business, and your first few customers will be the most important ones you ever land. This chapter is about how to find them, talk to them, and convert them into paying clients without sounding desperate, pushy, or awkward. The first customer's mindset. Before we talk strategy, let's fix your mindset. Your first customers are not doing you a favor. You are not begging them to give you money. You have built a solution to a problem they are struggling with. You are offering them clarity, relief, and results. When they pay you, it's not charity, it's an exchange of value. When you approach customer conversations with this mindset, I am here to help, not to beg, your energy shifts, and customers feel that shift. Step 1. Start with your inner circle. The fastest way to find your first paying customers is to start with the people you already know. Friends, family, co-workers, past or present, neighbors, social media connections. Many entrepreneurs are afraid to do this because they think it will make them look salesy. But your first customers often come from your warm network because they already trust you. Here's how to approach them without being annoying. Send a message like this. Hey name, I just launched your offer. I help specific person get specific result without pain point. I'm looking to work with a few people to test this and get early results. Do you know anyone who might be interested? This works because you're not hard selling. You're framing it as a pilot program, lower pressure. You're asking for referrals, which often leads the person you're messaging to say, actually, I might be interested. Step 2. Go where your audience hangs out. If your inner circle doesn't yield enough leads, it's time to expand your reach. Ask yourself, where does my ideal customer spend time? Examples: Robin Facebook groups, LinkedIn communities, local networking events, co-working spaces, online forums, subreddits, industry-specific meetups. Your job is to show up where they already are, not to drag them to where you are. But don't just show up and pitch immediately. Build trust first. Comment, add value, answer questions. Then reach out privately with a personalized message like, I saw your post about struggling with problem. That's exactly what I help people solve. Would you like me to share a few ideas that might help? Notice, no hard sell, just an offer to help. Step 3. Make it easy to say yes. When you're trying to land your first customers, remove as many barriers as possible. Offer a simple, clear way to get started. One call, one payment link, no complicated contracts. Use a beta price if needed, not free, but discounted in exchange for feedback and testimonials. Communicate clearly what they get, when they get it, and how it works. Remember, confused customers don't buy. Step 4. Use the power of conversation. Don't hide behind posts or emails. Talk to people, book calls, send voice notes, meet in person if possible. Your first $10,000 will likely come from conversations, not automated funnels. Here's a simple framework for a sales conversation that feels natural. Ask about their situation. Tell me about where you're at right now with problem. Listen deeply. Let them talk. Take notes. Don't rush. Reflect their pain back to them. So it sounds like your biggest frustration is pain point. Offer your solution. That's exactly what I help with. Here's how it works. State the price confidently and pause. Don't over-explain. Give them space to respond. This works because it's a conversation, not a pitch. Step 5. Expect no and keep going. You will hear no. You will face rejection. That's normal. The goal of your first customer hunt is not perfection, it's momentum. Every no is a data point. Ask why, learn, adjust your offer if needed, then go talk to more people. The entrepreneurs who hit $10,000 are not the ones who never get rejected. They are the ones who keep going despite rejection. Your assignment: find your first 3 customers. Here's your action plan. Write down 20 people you could message today. Send them a short, clear message about your offer, or ask for referrals. Follow up with anyone who shows interest. Offer a free discovery call if needed. Close your first 3 paying customers, even if it's at a discounted beta price. When you do this, something magical happens. You realize that people will pay you real money for your idea. You stop doubting whether this is possible. You stop living in theory and start living in reality. Finding your first customers is the hardest part, but also the most exhilarating. Because once you get those first yeses, everything else becomes easier. In the next chapter, we'll take things to the next level. We'll break down the math of $10,000, showing you exactly how many sales, how many clients, and how many actions it will take to hit your first major income milestone. Chapter 6. The $10,000 Math. Congratulations, if you've made it this far. You've got an offer, you've found your first few customers, and you've proven that your idea works in the real world. Now comes the fun part. turning those early wins into a clear, predictable path to your first $10,000. Money can feel mysterious and intimidating when we don't look at the numbers, but the moment you break it down, you realize that $10,000 is not this huge, unreachable mountain. It's just math. And when you understand the math, you take control. In this chapter, we're going to break down your $10,000 goal into clear, small pieces, show you how to calculate exactly what to charge and how many sales you need, teach you how to track your progress so you never feel lost. By the end of this chapter, you'll have a simple but powerful financial plan that shows you exactly what to do next. Step 1. Know your offer price. The first step is to set a price for your offer if you haven't already. Let's imagine 3 different scenarios. Low-ticket offer. You charge $50 per sale. To hit $10,000, you need 200 sales. Mid-ticket offer. You charge $500 per sale. To hit $10,000, you need 200 sales. High-ticket offer. You charge $1,000 per sale. To hit $10,000, you need 10 sales. Do you see the power of pricing? The higher your price, the fewer sales you need to reach your goal. If you're just starting out, don't underprice yourself, especially if you are solving a painful, expensive problem for your audience. Step 2. Calculate your conversion rate. Not everyone you talk to will say yes, and that's okay. This is where we introduce the concept of conversion rate, the percentage of people who buy after you present your offer. Example, if you talk to 10 people and 2 say yes, your conversion rate is 20%. If you talk to 10 and 1 says yes, that's 10%. This number matters because it tells you how many conversations you need to reach your $10,000 goal. Let's say your price is $500 and your conversion rate is 20%. A 20% conversion, that means you need 100 conversations. That's 100 DMs, 100 discovery calls, or 100 pitches spread over several weeks. Suddenly, your goal is no longer a big, scary number. It's just a set of conversations. Step 3. Break it into weekly targets. $10,000 might feel huge if you think of it as one lump sum. But what if we break it down into bite-sized pieces? If you want to hit $10,000 in 10 weeks, if your offer is $500, that means 2 sales per week. Your brain can handle that. 2 sales per week feels doable. This is why we break the goal into small steps, because when you can see the next step clearly, you're far more likely to take it. Step 4. Focus on the inputs, not just the outcome. You can't control exactly when someone says yes, but you can control how many offers you make. Instead of obsessing over the $10,000 number, focus on how many messages you send, how many conversations you start, how many calls you book, how many times you present your offer. These are your inputs, and if you stay consistent, the outputs, sales revenue, will follow. Step 5. Track your progress. Get a simple notebook or spreadsheet and start tracking. Week conversations, yes. Sales amount. Running total, 152, $1,000, 1,500, 3,220, 3,000, 3,220, 3,000. Step 6. Stay emotionally neutral. This might be the hardest part. Some weeks will be amazing. Some weeks will be slow. Do not let a bad week make you quit, and don't let a great week make you get lazy. When you focus on the math, your emotions stop controlling your actions. You simply keep doing the work, knowing that if you stay consistent, the numbers will add up. Real-life example. Let's say your offer is a 6-week coaching program for $800, $10,000, to $800, 5 sales needed. Round up to 13. If your conversion rate is 25%, that means you need to talk to about 52 people to get 13 yeses. If you want to hit that goal in 8 weeks, that's roughly 6-7 conversations per week. See how simple it becomes. Your job isn't to make $10,000. Your job is to have 7 conversations every week with qualified leads. When you focus on this, the money becomes a byproduct of consistent action. Before the next chapter, do this exercise. Write down your offer price. Calculate how many sales you need to reach $10,000. Estimate your conversion rate. Start with 10-20% if you're unsure. Figure out how many conversations you need. Break that number down into weekly targets. Create a simple tracking sheet to measure progress. Hitting $10,000 isn't about luck. It's about math, focus, and consistent action. In the next chapter, we'll learn how to sell with confidence so that every conversation you have becomes a real opportunity to move one step closer to your goal. Chapter 7. Selling with confidence. You've done the math. You know exactly how many conversations you need to reach $10,000. Now the question becomes, how do you turn those conversations into yeses without feeling like a sleazy salesperson? If you're like most people, selling makes you nervous. You don't want to sound desperate. You don't want to annoy people. You definitely don't want to be the person spamming strangers and begging them to buy. Here's the good news. Real selling is not about pressure. It's about clarity and service. When done correctly, sales feels natural, empowering, and even fun. This chapter will teach you how to present your offer with confidence, handle objections gracefully, and close more deals so that you hit your $10,000 goal faster. Step 1. Reframe what selling means. If you hate selling, it's probably because you have a negative mental picture of it. Maybe you think of the pushy car salesman, the scammy telemarketer, or the endless pop-up ads online. But selling, at its core, is simply helping someone make a decision that improves their life. When you sell with integrity, you only make offers to people who could genuinely benefit. You don't pressure, you guide. You see no as valuable feedback, not as rejection of your worth. This mindset shift is critical because confidence comes from believing that what you are doing is good, not manipulative. Step 2. Build trust first. The fastest way to sell is to stop trying to sell too soon. People buy from people they know, like, and trust. If you skip the trust-building step, your conversion rate will always suffer. Trust comes from offering small pieces of value for free before you pitch, being transparent about what you can and cannot do. When trust is present, selling becomes an act of service, not persuasion. Step 3. Structure the conversation. A confident sales conversation follows a clear structure. Here's a proven framework. Making confidence. Build rapport. Start with a few minutes of relaxed conversation. Make them feel comfortable. Diagnose the problem. Ask open-ended questions like, what's the biggest challenge you're facing right now? If you could fix one thing about this situation, what would it be? Clarify the impact. Dig deeper. How is this problem affecting your day-to-day life? What happens if this doesn't get solved in the next 3-6 months? Present the solution. Now explain how your offer addresses their exact problem. Based on what you've shared, here's what I'd recommend. Explain the process. Break it into clear steps so they know what to expect. Here's how it works. First we'll do X, then Y, then Z. By the end you'll have result. State the price confidently, and then pause. Let them process. Silence shows confidence. Step 4. Handle objections gracefully. Most people won't say yes immediately, and that's okay. Objections are not rejection, they're a request for more clarity. The 3 most common objections are: price, this is too expensive; time, I'm too busy right now; trust, I'm not sure this will work for me. Here's how to handle each. Price, I understand budget is a concern. May I ask, if price wasn't an issue, would this be the right solution for you? This separates whether it's truly a money issue or just hesitation. If money is the only issue, you can offer a payment plan or scale down your offer, but don't immediately discount. Time, can I ask, when do you think would be the right time to solve this problem? Often, they'll realize there is no perfect time, which moves them toward a decision now. Trust, that makes sense. Would it help if I shared a case study or testimonial from someone similar to you who got great results? If you don't have testimonials yet, use a guarantee or trial to reduce their perceived risk. The first time you say your price, you might feel nervous. That's normal. Here's a simple closing line that feels natural. Based on what you've shared, I'd love to work with you. The total investment is price, and we can get started today, this week. Would you like to move forward? Then stop talking. Let them answer. Many beginners talk themselves out of a sale because they keep explaining, justifying, or apologizing. State the price and wait. Most sales don't happen on the first conversation. That's why following up is crucial. Follow up respectfully, not aggressively. Example: hey name, Just wanted to check in and see if you had any questions about what we discussed. No rush, I'm here when you're ready. You'd be surprised how many people say yes after the second or third touch point. Your assignment: practice selling. Here's what I want you to do this week. Write down your sales conversation script using the framework above. Role-play it with a friend or even by yourself until it feels natural. Book at least 5 calls or meetings with potential clients and practice delivering it. Write down every objection you hear and come up with a clear, calm response for each. Selling with confidence isn't about being slick or manipulative. It's about truly believing in the value of what you offer and guiding the right people toward a decision that serves them. When you master this, your conversion rate rises, your fear of rejection fades, and your path to $10,000 becomes not just achievable but inevitable. In the next chapter, we'll tackle consistency and momentum, because even with a great offer and strong sales skills, staying consistent is what separates those who stop at $2,000 from those who keep going until they hit $10,000 and beyond. Chapter 8. Consistency and Momentum. You've got an offer. You've done the math. You've started selling. Now here's the real test. Can you keep going long enough to hit your first 10,000? Many people quit too soon, not because their offer didn't work, not because there weren't enough customers, but because they lost momentum. They started strong for 2 weeks, then life got busy, they got discouraged, and they stopped showing up. This chapter is about building unstoppable consistency so that you stay in the game until you win. Step 1. Make consistency the goal. Most people focus only on the outcome. I want $10,000. But here's the secret. Outcomes are a lagging indicator. They come after a series of consistent actions. If you focus only on the $10,000, you'll get impatient every time you don't see results immediately. Instead, focus on what you can control, your daily actions. Examples: send 10 outreach messages every day, do 3 follow-ups every morning, post 1 piece of value on social media daily. Your real goal is not just make money. Your goal is build the habit of doing the work. Step 2. Build a rhythm. Consistency comes from rhythm. Without it, you'll always feel like you're starting over. Create a weekly schedule that includes prospecting time, finding new leads and starting conversations, sales time, calls, meetings, DMs, delivery time, fulfilling the work for current customers, learning time, improving your skills, refining your offer, rest time, recharge so you don't burn out. When you block this time on your calendar, you stop relying on motivation and start relying on a system. Step 3. Track your effort, not just your results. One of the fastest ways to lose momentum is to work hard but not see results right away. That's why you must track your inputs, the things you can control, not just your outputs. Every day, write down how many messages you sent, how many calls you booked, how many people you followed up with. Even if no one buys today, you can celebrate the fact that you did the work. This keeps you motivated because progress becomes measurable. Step 4. Build micro-momentum. Momentum doesn't start as a wave, it starts as a small push. Your first few actions might feel heavy, the first call, the first pitch, the first piece of content, but as you repeat them, they get easier, and suddenly they become part of your identity. Micro-momentum means celebrating small wins, your first reply, your first call booked, your first testimonial. Each small win fuels you to keep going until you hit the bigger ones. Step 5. Guard your energy. Consistency isn't just about time, it's about energy. If you burn out halfway through, you won't make it to $10,000. Practical tips: guard enough sleep, move your body daily, walk, stretch, lift, doesn't matter, just move. Take short breaks between work sessions. Create boundaries with negative people or distractions. Energy management is a competitive advantage. A tired, distracted entrepreneur cannot stay consistent. Step 6. Stay focused on your why. When the excitement fades, your why will keep you going. Ask yourself, why do I want this $10,000? What will it allow me to do? Who will benefit from it? Write this somewhere you see every day, on your mirror, on your phone lock screen, on your desk. When you feel discouraged, Read it aloud. Remind yourself why you started. Step 7. Learn to course correct. Consistency doesn't mean doing the wrong thing over and over. Every week, review your numbers. Did you hit your outreach goal? What was your conversion rate? Where did you lose momentum? Then adjust. Maybe you need to tweak your offer. Maybe you need to follow up more. Maybe you need to find a better audience. Consistency plus adjustment. Unstoppable progress. Step 8. Find accountability. Consistency is easier when you're not doing it alone. Find an accountability partner, a coach, or even a small group of other entrepreneurs who will check in with you. Share your goals with them. Tell them how many messages or calls you plan to do each week. Report back. When you know someone is watching, you're far less likely to disappear when things get hard. Your assignment: create your consistency plan. Before the next chapter, do this exercise. Block at least 1 hour per day on your calendar for customer-generating activities. Write down your daily actions, outreach, follow-ups, content. Create a simple tracking sheet to measure your actions, not just your results. Find one accountability partner and share your plan with them. Consistency is not glamorous, but it's the secret to hitting your first $10,000 and then doing it again and again until it becomes normal. In the next chapter, we'll move from consistency into scaling, learning how to take what's working, do more of it, and build toward even bigger milestones. Chapter 9. Scaling beyond $10,000. Congratulations, you've done the hard part. You've built an offer, found customers, sold with confidence, and stayed consistent long enough to hit your first $10,000. But here's a truth few people talk about. What gets you to $10,000 will not necessarily get you to $50,000 or $100,000. At first you were hustling, experimenting, figuring things out. That was necessary to get started. But if you keep operating the exact same way, you'll hit a ceiling. This chapter is about breaking through that ceiling by scaling. Scaling means creating a system that produces results without requiring you to work 24/7. Step 1. Identify what worked. Before you try to grow, pause and look back. Ask yourself, Ron sold the most? Which sales conversations converted the best? Which marketing activities brought the most leads? Most businesses have a winning pattern, something that worked better than everything else. You want to double down on that. Example: if 70% of your customers came from one Facebook group, that's your gold mine. Spend more time there. If your conversion rate was highest when you offered a discovery call, make that your standard process. Scaling doesn't mean doing everything, it means doing more of what works. Step 2. Raise your prices. Once you've proven that people will pay for your offer, you've earned the right to raise your price. Here's why this matters. Higher prices mean fewer clients needed to hit your goals. Higher prices attract more committed customers. Higher prices give you more resources to deliver an even better experience. Don't raise your price recklessly. Improve your offer as you raise your rate. Add more value, polish your process, gather testimonials, then confidently say, the investment is now X. Writing every message from scratch, sending payment links one by one, manually delivering every piece of your service. Now it's time to make it smoother. Create templates for outreach messages and follow-ups. Use scheduling tools like Calendly to book calls automatically. Set up payment systems, Stripe, PayPal, to collect money easily. Standardize your delivery process so every client gets a consistent experience. This saves time, reduces stress, and allows you to serve more people without working more hours. Step 4. Build a simple system. Scaling is about building a repeatable machine. Here's a simple framework. Run outreach på listan. Run outreach about not prospects every week. Social media posts, ads, partnerships, content. A streamlined, reliable way to fulfill your promise to every customer. Coaching calls, digital downloads, onboarding process. When these 3 systems are working together, you can grow without chaos. Step 5. Delegate and automate. At some point you'll hit capacity. You can't send any more messages, handle any more calls, or deliver any more work by yourself. That's when you ask, Run or treats pet. Can this be automated? Can this be outsourced? Examples: hire a virtual assistant to manage your inbox. Use software to send automated reminders to clients. Outsource repetitive tasks like video editing, design, or admin work. Delegation frees up your time to focus on what really moves the needle: sales, strategy, and delivery. Step 6. Create leverage. Leverage means getting more results from the same amount of effort. Ways to create leverage: group offers. Instead of one-on-one, work with multiple clients at once. Digital products. Turn your knowledge into a course, guide, or template. Content marketing. Create one piece of content that brings leads for months. When you add leverage, your income stops being tied to every single hour you work. Step 7. Keep your quality high. Scaling can be dangerous if you stop caring about quality. Your first $10,000 was built on trust and great results. Don't lose that. Make sure every customer still feels cared for. Collect feedback regularly. Keep refining your process. Remember, happy customers lead to referrals, which makes scaling even easier. Step 8. Think beyond money. Scaling isn't just about earning more. It's about creating freedom, impact, and legacy. Ask yourself, what kind of business do I want long-term? How many hours do I want to work per week? What kind of customers do I love working with? As you grow, design your business around the life you actually want, not just around the biggest possible revenue number. Your assignment: create your scaling blueprint. Before the final chapter, do this. List the top 3 things that brought you customers so far. Plan to double down on them. Raise your price slightly or add a higher tier option. Choose one process to automate this week: payment, scheduling, follow-ups. Brainstorm one way to add leverage: group program, course, digital product. Scaling beyond $10,000 is exciting, but it requires intention. Don't just work harder, build smarter. In the final chapter, we'll talk about freedom, wealth, and legacy, how to use the money you're now making to create lasting security, independence, and impact in your life. Chapter 10. Freedom, Wealth, and Legacy. You've come a long way. You started with an idea, a goal, maybe even a dream that felt impossible. You learned how to reset your mindset, craft an offer, find customers, sell with confidence, and stay consistent. You discovered how to scale and turn your first $10,000 into something bigger. But this chapter is about something far more important than just money: what that money can do for you, your future, and the people you care about. Money is not the end goal, it's the tool. The real goal is freedom. The real goal is impact. The real goal is to create a life you don't need a vacation from. Step 1. Define what freedom means to you. Before you can build it, you must know what you want. For some people, freedom means traveling the world, running a business from a laptop on the beach. For others, it's being able to pick their kids up from school every day. For you, it might mean no longer worrying about rent or bills, having enough savings to walk away from a job you hate, spending time on creative projects instead of just survival. Whatever freedom means for you, write it down. Get specific. Make more money is not a vision. Earn enough to cover my living expenses and save 30% each month so I can take summers off is a vision. The first $10,000 was about proving to yourself that you could earn money outside the old system. Now it's time to make that money work for you. Here's a simple framework. Emergency fund. Save 3-6 months of living expenses. This gives you peace of mind and keeps you from making desperate decisions. Debt payoff. If you have high-interest debt, clear it out as quickly as possible. Debt is a drag on your future wealth. Investment habit. Start putting a percentage of every dollar you make into assets that grow over time: index funds, stocks, real estate, or your own business systems. Skill investing. Use some of your profit to buy books, courses, mentorship, or events that make you more valuable. Your skill set is an asset too. Wealth is built not just by earning, but by keeping, growing, and multiplying your money. Your business gave you extra income. Now use some of it to reclaim hours of your life. Hire someone to handle chores you hate: cleaning, errands, admin work. Automate tasks that drain your mental energy. Free up more space for thinking, creativity, and building new opportunities. Every hour you reclaim can be reinvested into high-value activities, building relationships, improving your offer, creating leveraged income streams. It's easy to get caught up in the hustle, chasing bigger numbers. But here's the truth. More money doesn't matter if you're miserable. Design your business and life with intention. Work with clients who energize you. Build a schedule that gives you rest, fun, and family time. Choose projects that align with your values and passions. Happiness is the real ROI of wealth. Legacy doesn't have to mean billions of dollars and your name on a building. It can mean teaching your kids how to manage money wisely, supporting causes you care about, mentoring someone just starting out, helping them avoid the mistakes you made. Money is a magnifier. It can multiply good in the world when you use it with purpose. Step 6. Keep growing. The journey doesn't end at $10,000 or even $100,000. The person you became along the way is capable of much more. Keep learning. Keep pushing yourself. Keep expanding your vision. You now have proof that you can create money from your mind, skills, and actions. That means you are never stuck again. Your final assignment: write your freedom plan. Take 20 minutes and do this exercise. Describe what your ideal day looks like once you've reached your freedom number. Calculate what it would cost per month to live that life. Reverse engineer how much your business would need to earn to make that possible. Create a timeline: 6 months, 1 year, 3 years to get there. This is the blueprint for the next chapter of your life. Closing words. By the end of this book, you should no longer see money as something distant or mysterious. You now know that your mind creates money, your actions attract it, and your consistency compounds it. You've taken the first step into a new identity, one where you are the kind of person who sets financial goals and hits them. This is not the end. This is the beginning. You have the power to create income, to create freedom, and to create a legacy that outlives you. Now go do it.